On the quiet morning of October 11th, 2025, the world lost one of its brightest stars. Diane Keaton, the Oscar-winning actress whose laughter, charm, and authenticity touched generations, passed away peacefully at her home in Brentwood, California, at 79. The news arrived gently, confirmed by her family in a brief statement that asked for privacy during their time of grief. Paramedics had arrived earlier, but it was clear Diane had already found her peace. Her passing marked the end of a life lived fully, brimming with warmth, wit, and courage, and left the world pausing to reflect on the brilliance she had shared. Friends and colleagues spoke of her final days with tenderness. Though her health had declined, Diane maintained her humor and presence, comforting others rather than allowing worry to cloud her spirit. Those closest to her described her as funny right up until the end, embodying the same spark that had first captured hearts decades before, a life of grace and resilience. Even as her physical strength began to fade, Diane's mind and heart remained vibrant. Her family observed a change in the months leading up to her passing. She grew noticeably thinner and quieter, yet her essence stayed unchanged. During this time, she quietly listed her 5-bedroom Los Angeles home for sale, not as a farewell, but as a reflection of her desire for simplicity and a new chapter. Her home, much like Diane herself, was elegant yet unpretentious, a space filled with light, stories, and life. When news of her death spread, tributes poured in from around the globe. Social media became a canvas of remembrance. Fans shared memories, colleagues celebrated her contributions, and flowers and candles appeared along Hollywood Boulevard. Every note, photograph, and message highlighted the profound impact she had on the world. Childhood shadows and early promises. Diane Keaton, born Diane Hall on January 5, 1946, in Los Angeles, grew up in a home where silence and restraint were valued above emotion. Her father, Jack Hall, was a civil engineer who believed in order and control, while her mother, Dorothy Diane Keaton Hall, had once been full of artistic ambition. Dorothy had won beauty pageants and dreamed of life on stage, but marriage and motherhood diverted her path. Diane watched a quiet surrender to routine and expectation and vowed she would not live a life limited by fear or conformity. The contrast between her mother's fading spark and Diane's growing determination left an indelible mark, shaping a resilient and fiercely independent spirit. Her teenage years were marked by struggles with self-image and eating disorders, which she later reflected on candidly in her memoirs. These challenges became a hidden undercurrent to her public persona, teaching her empathy, patience, and the value of authenticity. The leap to New York. By the mid-1960s, Diane felt confined by Los Angeles and sought a life that matched her ambitions. After studying at Santa Ana College and briefly at Orange Coast College, she set her sights on New York City, a city alive with energy, challenges, and opportunities for a young actress hungry to grow. Arriving in 1966 at age 20, she carried little more than a suitcase, 2 scripts, and hope. She found a small apartment on the Upper West Side, where she endured bitterly cold nights, peeling wallpaper, and the uncertainty of a life built from scratch. Survival meant waiting tables, performing in basement clubs, and navigating endless audition lines, often facing rejection and critique. Yet Diane's determination never wavered. She described fear as her engine, a force that pushed her forward when comfort could have held her back. Early success and recognition. Diane's persistence gradually bore fruit. In 1968, she earned a role in the original Broadway production of Hair, a performance that captured the energy and rebellion of her generation. Her voice and presence drew attention not for perfection, but for honesty and vulnerability. This authenticity opened doors to film, culminating in her casting as Kay Adams in The Godfather in 1972. That role launched her into Hollywood's spotlight and began a professional journey that would define decades of cinema. Her collaboration with Woody Allen followed, beginning with Play It Again, Sam, and continuing through films like Sleeper and Love and Death. Diane's talent for blending humor with depth made her performances unforgettable, and the release of Annie Hall in 1977 cemented her status as a cultural icon. Her Academy Award for Best Actress was a testament to her skill, yet Diane's reflections revealed that fame alone could not satisfy the deeper needs of her heart: love, heartbreak, and personal growth. Amid professional achievements, Diane experienced profound love and loss. Her relationship with Al Pacino, which began during the filming of The Godfather, was intense and enduring. Their bond blended admiration, quiet understanding, and shared creative energy. Though their love was genuine, conflicting ambitions and needs ultimately led to heartbreak. Diane learned to navigate the complexities of love, understanding that it could be both transformative and painful. This insight became a guiding principle in her later years, shaping her relationships and her approach to life. Heartbreak, combined with the passing of her father, introduced a period of introspection and solitude. Diane withdrew from the constant public scrutiny of Hollywood, focusing instead on self-discovery, journaling, and reflection. These years allowed her to rebuild her life on her own terms, deepening her resilience and shaping her identity beyond fame. Motherhood and a second chance. In the 1990s, Diane found unexpected joy in motherhood. She adopted her first child, Dexter, in 1996, and 5 years later welcomed her second, Duke. This chapter brought a profound sense of purpose and fulfillment. Motherhood humbled her, teaching patience, presence, and unconditional love. Diane often reflected that her children gave her life new meaning and reoriented her priorities. The experience allowed her to embrace everyday joys and rediscover beauty in simplicity, packing school lunches, taking walks, and savoring the laughter of her children. During this period, she also strengthened her spirit, confronting and healing from struggles that had lingered from her youth. Therapy and reflection enabled her to let go of guilt and embrace self-compassion, a practice that would sustain her in the years to come. Creativity and legacy. Despite retreating from the public eye, Diane's creativity never waned. She directed Heaven in 1987, a documentary exploring spiritual beliefs, and continued to select roles that reflected authenticity and truth. Even in her final years, she surprised fans with artistic contributions, including a tender holiday recording that expressed warmth and emotion. Diane's work, whether on stage, screen, or behind the camera, remained grounded in the human experience. She taught audiences that art is most powerful when it mirrors life's complexities and celebrates genuine connection. Her legacy is one of courage, humor, and vulnerability, inspiring countless individuals to embrace their own stories and truths. Grace in the final years. As her health declined in 2024 and 2025, Diane faced aging with acceptance and calm. Friends noticed a quiet fatigue, but her days remained filled with simple joys: gardening, journaling, and reflection. Public appearances became rare, and Diane prioritized peace, choosing to spend time in her Brentwood home surrounded by light, nature, and family. Even in fragility, she radiated warmth, embodying the very essence of the life she had cultivated: grounded, authentic, and deeply human. On October 11, 2025, she passed peacefully, sunlight spilling across the room, leaving behind a world forever touched by her presence. Her final moments reflected the same grace and courage that had defined her life. Remembering Diane Keaton. Diane Keaton's life was a study in resilience, authenticity, and the quiet power of pursuing one's own path. From a childhood filled with restraint to the heights of Hollywood fame, from love and heartbreak to the fulfillment of motherhood, she navigated each stage with honesty and depth. Her laughter, her vulnerability, and her fearless embrace of life made her a beloved figure across generations. Tributes poured in, celebrating not just her talent, but her humanity. Friends, colleagues, and fans remembered a woman unafraid to show her truth, to create with intention, and to live fully in every moment. A legacy of strength. Diane's story is one of transformation, showing that strength often emerges from struggle and that joy can coexist with challenge. Her life teaches us that authenticity is more valuable than perfection, that love is as much about understanding and compassion as it is about romance, and that purpose can be found in both achievement and simplicity. Even as the world mourned her loss, it celebrated her enduring spirit, a light that continues to shine through her work, her children, and the countless lives she touched. Diane Keaton leaves behind a legacy defined not only by her iconic performances, but by the courage, humor, and humanity she shared with the world every day. The heart of Diane Keaton. Ultimately, Diane's story is a testament to the power of resilience and the beauty of living authentically. She transformed pain into art, silence into voice, and struggle into grace. Her life reminds us that the most meaningful achievements are not always measured by awards or accolades, but by the impact one has on others and the joy found in ordinary moments. Diane Keaton faced life fully, with humor, heart, and unwavering courage. And even in her final days, she embodied the qualities that made her unforgettable. Her story continues to inspire, a luminous reminder that a life lived with truth and love is a life well lived.